All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Given, OVA number one.
All right, this is the last stuff we have content-wise for Given.
Yep.
Right now, there's probably going to be more eventually, later.
I can
Hopefully, Copium, possibly.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That movie,
Yeah,
oh
that
boy.
movie took us through the ringer.
It did.
And now I think that the OVA is going to be basically just another episode, you know, just an episode of Given where we're going to focus more on Uenoyama and Mafuyu.
Wholesome, smooth sailing.
And it makes a lot of sense here.
No
probably dealing with a lot
whatsoever.
of their, band kind of stuff, just in general, kind of evolution of where their kind of popularity is starting to grow.
Yes.
They need to kind of figure out how their relationship works in the midst of that.
Here's my list of demands. Derp faces, derp faces, and derp faces.
I think you might get more than you bargained for.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
So, this show's wonderful.
Yo, without further ado, let's get into this. All right, everyone, now be sure to go check out the reaction portion of the video in the description below, then come back here for the discussion.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
We have the Uenoyama Mafuyu focus that we wanted. We got to
Yep.
see them being
Love it.
wholesome, dorkable boyfriends, and have also the gay panic of Uenoyama on full display. It was wonderful.
I'm
And,
glad that the points
yeah.
of conflict were kept concise and to the point.
Yep, it was
And didn't last too long.
Yeah, it was primarily just some stuff about like hey,
texting and
miscommunications and stuff
Yep.
about how, well, in a hard sense, Uenoyama still hasn't said "I love you" back.
No,
Yeah.
I thought for a second that he was going to say that at which point there were a couple points where I feel like it would have fit. But yeah,
Yeah, and thus
Instead, he
know,
says, "No, you're the coolest."
Yeah, yeah. In a lot of ways, Uenoyama is very much the Kageyama of this kind of situation. He doesn't know how to express his emotions.
Yep.
And thus, he just kind of hugs him when he's like, I just...
Right, exactly. Yep.
And they're figuring this out, so it's fine. But yeah, this is a comedic little episode. It felt very not like a typical Given episode. It felt like it was very much avoiding everything else that didn't have anything to do with Uenoyama and Mafuyu.
Which makes sense because it was happening in parallel, it seemed, with the movie, with like, oh, that's like some of the events of the movie. That's when Mafuyu is also spending time at Kaji's place, which then adds more context to why he would forget about texting, Uenoyama back right away because there's that whole thing going on there.
Yeah.
But
okay. This is probably the last thing we're going to get of Given then, because of the way this OVA was kind of done. It kind of gives me the vibe that they're not doing a season 2.
And we could be pleasantly surprised.
Yes, we could be very pleasantly surprised, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah,
we'll just have to wait
I
and
liked the aspect of Mafuyu singing for Uenoyama privately, as for the first version of the song. I thought that was a really nice, just bit of characterization, and it totally fits that would happen. Did make me a little sad that we didn't get to see the live performance because naturally they're not gonna, have
go all out for an OVA. Yeah.
Well, go all out for an OVA, but also we already experienced the song, right? So
exactly. Yeah.
It wouldn't quite have that same impact, but.
Yeah, so this ends up being something where there's not really too much to discuss. It's kind of a thing where, okay, yeah, their relationship is still going strong. Some melodrama can come up, but it's okay because they both love each other. Yeah, and they're still figuring out the physical aspects of their relationship. They're still figuring out most of even the communication aspects of their relationship. But we're also seeing that because of them, well, there might be some other relationships that are feeling that little bit of spirit of inspiration, right. and Hiragi and Shizusumi being ones where they're like, hey,
why aren't you guys together?
You guys just figured this out. And he's like, oh,
he's not here yet.
He's late. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
But also, freaking Kaji and Haruki then being like, please let me have Haruki. Sorry about this.
And
I disapprove. No, fuck, no. And he's like, well, this band is busted. It's ruined.
It's fucked.
It'd be really
Show's
funny.
over. That's it.
It'd be really funny that if in the manga, it's just this thing where the band absolutely falls apart and everybody's okay with this, and it just becomes a romantic show, and there's no musical focus beyond just the emotional interactions, and they use that as a means to just connect with each other.
They jam for fun, you know, but it's
but there's no actual band or
okay, clearly this band thing isn't working out anymore. But what's more important? Obviously
they're gonna get, you know, married, they got families, great. You're gonna adopt kids.
And
like
for like the reception, they'll do like a reunion like jam or something like that.
I would love that so much.
Yeah. There was one thing that stood out to me, and I was like, wait, is this like a potential like Japanese censorship thing where they couldn't actually show the kiss happening in school or something?
Yeah, like, because I kind of got that vibe, but like I don't think so.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be, but because we've seen them kiss before, right? So I wonder if it's just the thing of like we can't encourage that kind of behavior in schools, you know?
I don't know. It might be a distributor thing, you know, where it's maybe this OVA was released in a specific fashion where the show wasn't, because they kissed in the show.
But did they kiss at school?
I didn't know. I don't know how that would matter, but maybe
I don't know. Schools are a whole other thing in Japan, you know.
Thing in Japan,
right, exactly. Yeah. You know, like they actually lock the students in there when school hours are going. Like the gate to the school goes up and you're not supposed to be able to get out, you know. So, you know, I don't know.
Like, that's why all the delinquents can jump so high.
Exactly.
They like yeet themselves over the
right, like if there's a whole thing of like, oh, you know, you can't ride double on a bicycle, you know, because it's, you know, illegal. Or as the Nozaki manga pointed out, you can't actually have a gay couple get married because that's not legal. Then I wouldn't be surprised if there was something where it's like, if you're going to have them kiss, that's fine, but it can't be at school, you know.
Maybe this was a fuck you to that kind of side of things where they're like, wait, but we're at school. I don't care. You know?
Right, exactly. Like, yeah, it just makes it steamier. Don't worry. We'll just sneak in a quick kiss, and, you know, whoever's in the hallway, they won't know. Yeah.
But okay. It's really, really wholesome. Just for boys just kind of figuring this out. It was nice. And, and seeing them miss each other, and then Uenayama being like, oh, yes, it's going to be here. It was great.
Right. That straight up reminded me so much of, like, a lot of the more traditional like antics and things in romantic comedies, or when the characters aren't in a relationship, that I actually, even, of course it's not going to be shown, but I actually want Mafio and Uenoyama to get physical, like as like a story progression thing, because I want to see Uenoyama get comfortable with that, and like how that like changes his dynamic in the relationship, I guess, if we do get more material with this story. But
I absolutely think that the manga is probably way ahead.
Oh yeah, and in the manga, I'm sure that's probably happened already. But
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But okay, we had some cool focus on some stuff with regards to Yuki, and I really like that they went into that. I do feel like this was a bit of a restriction based on the fact that this was an OVA, or there was maybe like this feeling of maybe some stuff being cut, but I didn't like how like quickly they went through a lot of things.
Yeah,
it felt like they were trying to kind of have a music-based band sort of finale with it.
Right.
And get a plot progression there, but they might have skipped over some emotional character beats.
It felt like it was something where it's we're going to try and tell a short arc in one episode. And it's like, maybe just have it be like a beach episode or something. Like have it be something that could theoretically be like filler, but has like wonderful character moments, you know?
I don't think they can do that logistically, because then they have to draw a whole bunch of new stuff.
No, totally. Like, obviously, they're
limited by the source material.
They're limited by the source material, right? But as far as like what I would personally want something like this to be, that I feel like would solve a lot of those pacing issues, is just focus on just the sweet, wholesome character moments, and
I
don't necessarily worry about the music.
I would just love to know personally if this OVA skipped past a lot of content. Because I would rather just have it be about them dealing with the emotional aspects of Mafiu having been in a previous relationship and Uenayama doesn't know how to communicate his feelings, then going through all that band stuff that ultimately didn't lead anywhere.
Right, we don't actually see the payoff for the band thing. Like, the payoff, if anything, is that Mafiu
wrote another song.
Yes. and he
that was the payoff. Bless you.
He got to the point where he was able to write it on a timetable, so it's not something that is entirely dictated by him needing to channel all those raw emotions.
Yeah, and he sang it to
Onoyama. So
bit,
it's a wonderful character, thing there.
Yeah.
But as far as the band stuff, it felt like that was kind of set up and then like forgotten about, or deemed to not be important.
It just felt like there was stuff cut, in my opinion. Like it just felt like the way this was edited was such that there was things where they were trying to move it too quickly, and I think that's fine, but I would have preferred a much slower paced experience. Yeah. Even though the points where it was slow, it definitely hit. I liked those moments quite a bit.
Yep.
But it very much felt like they used even that bit with the high school friends to be like, oh yeah, summer passed.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, we went through summer. And I'm like...
Funny story about the whole cicadas, being like, yes, I want sex, and all that. Okay, cool. That made for a funny gag later. But like...
But why focus on the summer side of things there
right.
if you're going to...
That was a large portion of time that's all set up to be like a nod joke later.
Right, basically, in that the cry of Onoyama's heart is like, oh, I have all these feelings. Right. But I don't know how to express them.
Right.
And then, shut up! Like, that moment was...
That was pretty great.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
But okay. All right. Yeah, not really too much more to discuss, I would say. Nope. I want more of this story. So, hey, these pieces of media came out rather recently.
That's true.
So they could absolutely still do a season 2. Probably would take a couple of years or more to do that.
I can see that. Yeah.
Another core... Please give it to me.
Pretty great.
Yeah. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the first episode's reaction and discussion to the next show that we're starting after this, which is... Spy Family!
Yeah.
Yes!
Technically, the poll hasn't ended yet, but oh my god, this was a landslide of epic proportions.
And that's why it's a 2 winner.
Right.
So, Spy Family will be the first thing.
The next one is a bit more neck and neck.
The next thing is a bit more neck and neck, so you'll know in the first episode's reaction of Spy Family what that one's going to be. But hey, if you want to see that right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.